The makeup bullet actually came out of just a personal desire to have a sponge that fit on my finger, because as I work, I found myself losing and dropping sponges. I am an artist in the sense of I generally have stuff all over the place when I work. So it was important for me to have something that I could just keep right there. If I'm running to and fro on a set, if I need to touch somebody up, it can just stay right here on my finger. Doesn't have to go anywhere. And it's just the convenience of it. And then if you can tell, just the control, the design of it is great for working in those hard to reach corners of the eyes when you don't want to, when you do makeup, the highlighting step, you want to keep the highlight where you want the highlight to be so that you can put the contour where you want the contour to be. So that was important to me as far as the design of it, just to make it very, very practical, the functionality of it. So that's kind of where that came from. Well, right now, I am using the makeup bullet dry. And I put a little bit of a very lightweight foundation / concealer on with it. So that kind of, moistens it, lubes it up just a little something. But then I'm following with powder. So primarily, I enjoy using it dry. But a lot of artists I've found, they like to dampen it. So that's pretty much kind of a preference, a matter of choice. But I find when I do my own face, I use a lot of powder. I like powder. I like doing my highlighting, my contouring with powder. So, well, right now I've gone through 2 different uses. I'm on my second, which is applying my powder. I did a little bit of concealer first with it. You can use moisturizers with it. It's not going to absorb all of your product, but it absorbs enough that you can still kind of make everything kind of blend together and smooth out if you need to smudge something. It's great for that. I vetted a lot of different materials because I did want it to be very multi-use. So now I go to my third powder. This is just for a little bit of extra contouring. And if I wanted to, which I will demonstrate, I can use the tip to go to my shadows. Do a little bit of eyeshadow under my brow. And then it is wonderful if I wanted to do a little smoked out eye, because the point is perfect. So the eyeshadow stage is great with the makeup bullet as well. I had one lady who reached out to me and she said that she finally found a tool that she could use to put her blush on, whether powder or cream, and it stayed and didn't fade away, because with a sponge you get a very concentrated application. And when I'm working in television and film and that kind of thing, it's sometimes important, just depending on what type of shoot and what type of look I'm creating, to have that nice, a little bit of a heavier made up look occasionally, just depending on the shoot, depending on the nature of the job. But I do love the way sponges apply. So this is great for a smoky eye. Then also the wonderful thing about it is I can pick up my other brushes and I don't have to put it down. So it's convenient in that sense. It's neat because the whole thing with a bullet, of course the shape resembles a bullet, and then a bullet symbolizes something that's fast. And just for the fact that you don't have to put it down, cuts down a little bit of time. And then the precision and control that it gives you also helps cut down time. So yes, it definitely can help speed up application time. The suggested retail for the makeup bullet is $24.95. I am presently securing retailers and have a lot of interest in other countries, shows that are happening in Toronto and London and Atlanta, so just prepping for that. I have lots of people who want to not just retail it, but also rep the bullet. So that's been exciting as just a starting out entrepreneur with this product. And we are now in the state of being able to mass produce it. So we are officially out of the prototyping phase, which I was in for maybe a year or so. And we are now in the mass production phase. So we're excited to get some bigger retailers that have, multiple stores, and looking forward to that. Well, cleaning really depends on how you're using it. As a makeup artist, like right now, I'm just using it as a woman making up her own face. So in that regard, I don't necessarily clean my personal bullet as often as I would clean, say, makeup bullets that I would be using on clients, because I would have to clean those in between every client. And I can do quick cleans with it on set, and that's another product that I want to create next, is going to be just a cleaner specific to the makeup bullet sponge that could be used on other sponges, but a quick cleaner, and then also an overnight cleaner, just kind of a deeper clean. But a sanitizer, so to speak, would be the next one, and then another overnight cleaner. So I would say it's kind of up to the user. If it starts to get a little too much product in it, then you might want to clean it. But I mean, you could go a week or so if it's just your own personal sponge and not clean it. But if you look at maybe the traditional, conventional sponges that come in compacts, you pretty much use those the life of the product and then throw it out once you get a new one. So you could kind of measure it that way. When you get to the end of your foundation or the end of your powder, go ahead and clean your bullet in between you purchasing a new compact. The makeup bullet has been in me, I guess I could say in my heart, for many years, more than 10 or 11 years. And at the time, I think I didn't have just the confidence to go out and create it and do it, but it never left. So when I finally did start to pursue the means and the way by which it would happen, it was just fascinating and exciting to me to watch it manifest. So I don't know if I'm eloquent enough to give you the words of how I feel in my heart, but it's it's like nothing I've ever done. I mean, maybe aside from giving birth to my children, as far as the joy of birthing something, I would say it kind of is up there with that. I have been monitoring closely social media, because that is one of the main ways that people communicate with me about the makeup bullet, whether it be Twitter or Instagram. Actually, on the way to this taping, I had a young lady who saw for the first time the makeup bullet on Instagram. And she just typed, she said, "I need this in my life." And I just kind of responded to her and, thanked her, said, go to the website and order, and she said, "Oh my gosh," she said, "thank you so much for creating this tool," is what she said. And I'm just like, you know, when you can really genuinely, I mean, it's not like it's heart surgery or anything like that, but still, when you can make someone's life a little bit easier and like enhance somebody's art and what they do and add to that, I mean, there's no feeling like it. So whether it's regular women who really are like, this is great because it's so convenient. Just slide it on, whip my makeup on, and we're always on the go and that kind of thing. And I mean, I hate to say that sometimes I do my makeup in the car, and it's kind of cool if I could just kind of hold the steering wheel and in between at a light or whatever, just whip, 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 do what I need to do, you know, continue on my way. So there's nothing like it when I get feedback from people saying, wow, this thing, it's validation. You know, this thing works and I like it too. And not just, you know, my friends, but strangers, complete and total strangers are like, oh, you know, I met Eva at the makeup show and she was so nice and down to earth. You got to get this thing is awesome. And other artists using it. I was at a show in Orlando and I gave one to one of the makeup artists doing a demonstration, and she used it on her model. Her model came over to the booth where we were vending the makeup bullet and said, yeah, she just said to me, she was like, yeah, I'm the model, and she used the makeup bullet on me. And 3 people standing at the booth looked at her and immediately purchased makeup bullets. We're like, oh, give us some of those. If she looks like that with this, give us some of those. So it's been amazing, and I mean, it's just such a short time. I mean, right now, only 4 stores have it, so that'll be our timestamp. Right now, it's in 4 stores, so we'll see how many stores it'll be in as, you know, time passes. But my prayer is that it just goes worldwide. If people want to wholesale the makeup bullet, they can do that. I tell on the site, it says that, you know, if you are a makeup artist, a beauty school, a salon, a spa, and you want to make a wholesale purchase, then yes, that is an option.